So schizophrenia is a challenging disorder that makes it difficult to distinguish between what is real and unreal. Think clearly, manage emotions, relate to others, and function normally. But that doesn't mean that there isn't hope. Schizophrenia can be successfully managed. Daily, more and more people are getting diagnosed with schizophrenia, but they don't realize it. So something that we as people need to know are the steps that lead up to schizophrenia. As a relative of someone who has schizophrenia, I myself wanted to learn more about this topic, and this disease. And so learning about schizophrenia will help us better understand the true meaning of this illness. First, I will discuss the background of this disease, and second, what causes schizophrenia, and finally, how you can help someone with schizophrenia. In order to get a better understanding of schizophrenia, we must first explore the background of the disease, and second, find out what are some signs. The word schizophrenia is less than 100 years old. However, the disease was first identified as a discrete mental illness by Dr. Emily Kraepelin in the year 1887. The psychiatrist Eugene Buehler coined the term schizophrenia in 1911. The word schizophrenia comes from the Greek roots schizo, which means split, and phrenia, which means mind, to describe people with this disorder. The meaning continues to change to this day because there's not one true meaning to this illness. What are some signs of schizophrenia? In some people, schizophrenia appears without warning, but most it comes suddenly without warning. Many friends and family report knowing early on something was wrong. The people begin to isolate themselves, start neglecting their appearance, and say peculiar things. They show indifference in life, and they start to leave their hobbies and don't focus on school, work, or family-related things and stuff like that. Now that we discussed what schizophrenia is and what are some signs of the disease, we will move on to the second point, and that is what causes schizophrenia and who gets it. In order to fully understand schizophrenia, we must discuss what causes schizophrenia and then move on to who gets schizophrenia. According to the National Institute of Mental Illness Health website, we get our genes from both parents, and scientists believe that there are many genes that can increase the risk of getting schizophrenia, but there is not one specific gene that causes this illness. It is said that schizophrenia occurs in 1% of the general population, and it occurs in 10% of people who have at least a first-degree relative, such as a parent, brother, or a sister. People who have second-degree relatives, such as aunts, uncles, and grandparents or cousins, also develop schizophrenia more often than the general population. The risk is higher for twins. He or she has a 40 to 65% chance of developing schizophrenia. Now that we understand now that I've talked about how to help, Okay, so now that we understand the gene side of schizophrenia, let's move on to who gets schizophrenia. According to the National Institute of Mental Health, schizophrenia affects both men and women at the same rate. It occurs almost equally in all ethnic groups around the world. Symptoms begin from the age of 60 to the age 30. It tends to be earlier in men than in women. Schizophrenia rarely begins during childhood or after the age of 45. So after exploring the background of schizophrenia, discussing the causes of schizophrenia, let us now discuss how we can help someone with schizophrenia and how it's treated. So, by helping with someone with schizophrenia, you may think that they might need professional help or something of that sort, but the main cause or the main way you can help someone is by, well, the family has a lot to do with it. So, with family, the person with schizophrenia wants to know that they're not going through this alone, and they also want to know that there's still hope for them to get better and to get cured. So, as I mentioned earlier, I do have an uncle with that has been diagnosed with schizophrenia, and we visit him every other Thursday. And ever since we started visiting him, we've seen a change in how he's been developing his brain, and now he's starting to realize to remember things, and yeah. And so now let's talk about how it can get treated. There has been many discoveries on ways that it could be treated. One main thing is by medicine, and they're called antipsychotic medication, which is basically, it helps the patient to remember things and to get back their memory and help the disease. Another one is self-help groups, and basically that's groups, they're groups that are meant to help the patient and other patients get more information about schizophrenia and stuff like that. So yeah. So yeah, I first talked about what is schizophrenia, then I went on to talk about what causes schizophrenia, and then I talked about who gets schizophrenia. And now I hope that we all have a better understanding of what schizophrenia is, and we take what we learned here today and spread it out to other people. Thank you.